Hey guys, Yoshi here. Today, I'm going to show you basic guard rotations. Like I showed in the previous video, there's been 3 major guard passes for your feet. That is about Toreando, knee cut, and leg drag. In this video, I'm going to show you a way how to retain a guard against those movements. Alright, let's start with how to defend against Toreando outside step pass. And this is very basic, but in this technique, there's been so many details you need to understand. That's about how to make frame, create distance, and regain an angle. So 3 major ideas. Right, so this position. Usually, Toreando, what he likes to do is drags my legs to the side, then comes a knee on belly like this. So literally, once he comes to the side, like this, he's opening my frame, then start to securing the position inside my frame like this. So against the movement, so for the basic idea, we like to create a step by step. So the first thing first, I want to make the frame with my hands. So he's come to knee on belly like this. Against the movement, look how I block his knee, like below his knee like this. Then in this situation, I want you to be careful not to get a worst case scenario. If you open the top arm like this, you may be able to make the frame, but look at my left elbow, it's open. So he's able to get under for the armbar. So one of the worst case scenarios happened. So against the movement, I don't want you to open your elbow. So top arm needs to be closed like this. Although you open it, you can make leverage. That's why I want you to keep in mind that elbow needs to be closed. Just in case, you can even go like this as well. Palm up, thumb up. Maybe easier for you to close your elbow. But this is not a frame that I can push him away. Yeah, situation, I put my back on the ground. I only can use my arms. But on the other hand, he can use his body weight and momentum to drive it like this. So framing stage is very vulnerable. That's why this is more like retreating his action to be able to do something for me to do the next action. So when it comes, either palm down or up, I make the frame to retreat. Then next thing what I want to do is a hip escape. I use the outside hook, then I scoop my hips away like this. The hip escape, I want you to see the movement when the time you do. Hip escape, you don't need to get your upper body away. In order to create an angle at the space where you want, you gotta move your head forward, then you scoop your hips. Literally move it like shrimp. Then you can make the maximum range like this. Although I'm under the pressure like this, can you put the pressure on me? Like, I should be able to scoop it away like this. Once I scoop, I have created distance that I want to use for the next action. So I gotta get back in front of him, regain an angle. After I make the angle, I can make the gap between me and him. That's the space I want to use. So next one, I start swinging outside leg. That's gonna be on the far side, his leg. So here I start swinging to step here. Temporarily like me to half upside down. Then I can make the tight frame. So from now, he can no longer bridge / penetrate my frame. After go like this, I'm gonna retain an angle. But I want you to see the situation. I like to reach the far side tie in order for me to regain. If I step near side tie or shoulder like this is not great yet. Here, he can easily take it by twisting the hips like this. Or I can even make the much leverage. Even this is a space. Just in case, he may be able to come to cross face to go in one shot like this. So in order for me to avoid some of the cases, I just want to get upside down like this. During the time I do the movement, there is no access for him to reach my upper body. Then I can do something under my left leg. That is a kind of reverse hip escape. See that? I'm regaining an angle. After I go back like this, I want to place my legs at the proper spot. So in the previous movement, I stepped the far side hips. That's a great in the last action to come back in front of opponent. But I want you to see that if I leave my leg at the same spot, that's gonna be a chance for him to come to the other side. Then this is gonna be way worse than before since he made more angle. So, right after come back in front of your opponent, you gotta regain an angle literally. So, feet to the right spot. I replace it one by one. It's like ideally I want to place my soles against his hips like this. As I do so, no angle between me and him. Then I use my legs to maintain a position. Then knees close to my upper body so I can make the good frame. Then I have regained the position from the beginning. Right, next one. let's do against knee cut. This may be a little harder than the last one since you need to do more tests in order to retain a position. This is the knee cut. Basic thing I like to do. He makes frame like this. Definitely secure space inside my frame. Next thing, what he wants to do is come to my hips, slide it out. Then I will bridge my frame. So that's why, against the movement, we like to remake the frame first to retrieve action. So the first thing first, when he cuts in, I want you to make the tight frame with the inside leg. Let's say my right leg against his right leg, like make the wall. I don't want him to get his knees point at the floor like this. Once it happens, it's gonna be very hard to defend it. That's why, make a frame. If you get familiar with this position, I want you to understand as reverse de la Riva. Can you stand up a little bit? So this, see, I make a hook around his thigh, then against his knee, I use my knee. Then I can literally make the frame. If you're not familiar with this one, it's okay. Somehow I want you to use your knee to block your partner's knee. Then you should be able to retrieve the action. But this frame is not tight enough, it's very vulnerable. It needs to be reinforced. So the best case scenario, I want to slide my shin in like this. I want to call this one as knee shield. That is against his hip bone. Once I make it happen, I want you to see that I use my legs, like pinching it like this. Then, leg on bottom, I block his knee. Leg on top, I keep away his hips from me. Then, definitely I'm making a frame to block his inside pressure pass. Then another thing, in order for me to play position actively, I gotta stay sideways. So here, once he clears out, he's gonna be making me flat, then I'm in trouble. So I gotta stay sideways in order to maximize the chance to escape from this position. I use both of my hands to block far side shoulder like this. Then I made another frame to keep his upper body away. Then I want to see the position, I use my legs and arms to stop inside pressure. Then it's getting harder for him to secure space inside my frame. There's a way to use your hands on the side like this. This is great as well, but in order to form an idea, like being sideways, it's not suitable to do that. It's very hard for you guys to do sideways. My left shoulder is going down. Then once it goes, I can no longer stay sideways. That's why blocking far side shoulder. If you cannot reach it, since it's push up like this, that's okay. You should be able to clear the task as long as you manage to do so. Anyway, so here. Once I'm blocking it, now I want to regain an angle. Then, if you can make a little distance with using legs to push your opponent away. If that is difficult, you need to lean back. This movement you should be able to do. Although you're under the pressure like this, he cannot stop it. Look how I lean back, like doing a deadlift. So that gives me space. So once I can make the knee shield properly, it's not necessary for me to keep the leg on bottom. From this position, I'm gonna take it off. This is the toughest part in this technique. That's why I want you to see this one. So here, I circle my leg like this. In advanced level, people call this one like a key master, like this. This is a great way. Literally, I can use both of my legs against his lower body. It's getting harder for him to penetrate it. Then the next one, I want to come back in front of him. Since I make the frame, all I'm doing is reverse hip escape. This time, I use my right hook. That is the axis for me to do reverse hip escape. I can do that although under pressure. Look how I keep the frame like this. All I'm doing is scoop my hips to come back in front of my opponent. Do you remember the original position where we come back? Feet are facing in front of my opponent, then knees needs to be crossing my body. Then I can retain a position. Right, the next one, leg drag. Definitely this is one of the hardest ones in order to retain a position. Since this is a kind of new technique, the idea itself is a little complicated, but let's check it step by step. Idea is always same. Whenever it comes, first you make the frame, make distance and regain an angle. Let's follow the idea. So this is a leg drag, what people like to do. He starts picking up my ankle, like expose my hood to drag like this. Then position itself is not that bad, you fail, just because there's no pressure on your upper body. But on the other hand, look at my hips. It starts being controlled. Right? If I don't take care of it, he can easily come to the side. Look, he doesn't touch my upper body at all, but at least I pass my guard. So this is the reason leg drag is very efficient. Then so hard for you guys to understand why this is about position. So I guess the movement. Let's say something similar to against knee cut. So the time you got drag your leg, first line I want you to understand is your knee line. Okay? He wants to clear this line after he dragged my leg like this. You see, once it's cleared, it's going to be so hard for you to do that. That's why I want to make it simple today. So as soon as I drag my leg, before you pass my knee line, all you want to do is open your knee like this. Like temporarily making an issue with near side leg like this. Then it's getting harder for him to pass my knee line. Although he starts driving his weight on me. Look, I'm making a frame like this. Then even hands, you can use it. So this time, either near side or far side, whichever comfortable. Even that is depends on how he makes the angle. If he looks at this direction, you can make this one. Or other type of leg drag, he wants to look at that direction. So whichever comfortable, like I said, you want to use your hands like this. Then this may be a little similar to knee cut, how to defend. Then we made a frame like this. So the next one, we create distance. I want to do hip escape with outside head. During the time you do, I want you to make sure that you maintain your frame like this. You should be able to do the movement even though it's under pressure. This, I'm making a frame. Then next one is a toughest part in this technique. You need to regain an angle, but since I use my right leg for the knee shoot, I cannot pull it at the moment. So I gotta swing my leg all the way to the other side. That may be similar to the upside down action. So I show you that. So here, I swing my leg. By the time I swing my leg, I slightly raise my hips up. As I do so, I should be able to reach his left shoulder that is far side from me, like this. Once it's set up, this may be similar to how to defend against Toreando. I make the frame like this, like being like half upside down. Then I can do something under my left leg, which is similar to the first one. I pull my right leg, then I come back in front of my opponent. As you can see that, this may be similar to the last two of them against outside step pass and knee cut. You just want to combine it. Then you can retain a position. Okay, now you understand how to retain a position against three major guard passes. Let's combine three of them together. So this time, he's going to do one by one, side to side. Against his action, I want you to be able to react properly. Either is always same, make a frame, create a distance, and regain an angle. Let's start with this one. He starts with outside step pass, Toreando. When he comes, frame, create an angle to come back opponent like this. Then he comes knee cut to the other side. This, same thing, I make the frame. Then once I make the frame, step the far side tie to come back. Leg drag, he comes to the other side. It's the same open, frame, swing to go like this. Outside step. Now he comes outside, it's the same frame to come back like this. Knee cut, he comes. This. Look how I stay sideways to come back. Even he comes leg drag, open, regain. Then I come back. In order for you guys to be able to use it, you always need to expect next reaction. If you react right after it comes, it may be a little difficult to do that. So you need to practice over and over again to be able to use at the right timing. Then next one, let's do play more like a game. He's going to react with a random reaction. You don't know what's going to happen in the next one. That's why you always have to react. Whenever it comes on one of your sides, you need to be able to defend. Let's try this one. So leg drag, I come back. Then he comes to the other side, outside step, like this. Even knee cut, like this. If you cannot react properly, I will get passed. That's why, frame to come back. Even this is a great chance for him to practice on top position. When he recover the position, he needs to have a next action. Let's make it a little faster. So knee cut, I defend. As soon as I get recovered, I react like this. Even though it comes leg drag, it's the same thing, like this. So in order for you guys to practice technique, always you need to have a good training partner, which means they can react technique. Then it's gonna be easier for us to be able to practice techniques. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please just hit the like button, give us any comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. Thank you. Catch you guys next one. Bye.